Welcome to Module 2 of your Shift Network course, The Science-Based Process of Manifesting Your Dreams with Kirsten Sjoquist and Nina Frey-Kisler. Today's session is titled Master the Reveal Process for Clearer Vision. I'm Lisa, your host. Please join me in welcoming Kirsten Sjoquist and Nina Frey-Kisler to the session. Welcome, Kirsten and Nina. They're all yours.
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. Really lovely to be in your hands for this session, and welcome everybody. It's exciting to be back again. And I know I speak for Nina as well when I say it is truly an honor and a privilege to be on this journey with you. So thank you for joining us today. And those of you who are joining via video review, it's nice to see you as well. So to get started today, we are going to revisit the Chris Bache meditation that Nina led us through last week, just to help us arrive at the group and connect with the wisdom within it. So go ahead and settle into your body, into your space, allowing yourself to be here now, as they say. You can allow your breath to calm. Just notice what you notice about your breath. Sometimes when you turn your attention to it, it suddenly gets faster, and that's okay. Just let it be what it needs to be. Allow yourself to settle into your body, just noticing how you are connected to whatever you're being supported by. If you're sitting down or lying or standing, just notice how you are connected with the chair or your feet on the earth. Breathing into a little bit of comfort for yourself. Just allowing yourself to feel supported. And as we settle in, you can allow your mind to clear a bit. Just coming to the present moment. Thoughts always come up. You can just acknowledge them and let them go. And as we settle in, I'd invite you to imagine this incredible group of people who have gathered for this collective experience, this wonderful opportunity hosted by Shift. Imagine us all being together around the globe, little points of light sparkling, representing each one of us. Or you may even wish to envision us all sitting in a wonderful circle, the circle of this experience, no beginning, no end, everybody together. And notice that each person is emanating their own energy source. You can see that glow, that human consciousness glow coming from each of us. And imagine, if you like, that your energy is connecting to the energy of these individual beings. That together we're creating a beautiful alchemy of group energy. You can imagine that as a golden ring of light, or the lights around the globe, the little points of light being connected through beams. However that works best for you. Feeling that safe, warm, open space. A wonderful gathering of like-minded souls who will help you explore your deepest desires, the things that you wish to explore during our time together. Just feeling safe and connected and supported. Every person in this group creating this field. Imagine a glow at the center of this field as we all come together, and imagine that expanding up into a beautiful canopy of light that just comes down and around all of us, surrounding all of us. This light moving in and out of our group, enveloping us, being held by this canopy of light, being nourished by it. If it feels comfortable, you can let this light flow through you, through the cells of your being. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes, being in the here and now, knowing that we have arrived. So welcome, everybody. Oh, it's so good to see you all again. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with us today. So let's take a few minutes to see how things are unfolding for you. Let's see if there are comments or questions, either about last week's lecture material or maybe your explorations during the week. You can put your questions in the chat or raise your Zoom hand if you prefer to ask it verbally. And we're going to get started with a question that was submitted in chat last session, but we didn't have time to get to. And I think this was a question in reference to the meditation that we did, planting the seed and watching it blossom into a flower. And so the question was, if nothing comes up for you in the meditation, even if you have a wish you want to explore, what does that mean? Nina, do you want to hop in and give your perspective on that?
Sure. Yeah, I think the one thing that I wanted to say about reveal is that I think when we think about things in terms of space and time, we almost always imagine that things are going to come to us right away. They don't always. And I think that's part of this process too, is allowing things to unfold as they do. So I think one thing that I would say about this is that if you have a process like a meditation that we did, it's sometimes a really great practice as well to allow yourself to wait for answers. So to allow yourself to look throughout the week and use your attention to pay attention to things that show up for you, and that may show up in ways that you don't necessarily expect as answers to questions that you may ask in the meditation. So that's one thing I really wanted to add about that. Kirsten, is there anything else specifically about that that you wanted to add?
Well, I would just say from my own perspective, boy, have I had to learn a lot about patience. I'm not a patient person by nature. And if there's anything that I think has really helped me is learning to just be in the unknown a bit, know that things happen in right time, or at least that's my perspective, that things happen in right time. And so I think the more we can breathe into it, and we're going to be talking a bit about this today as we sort of unpack the reveal component of the formula, but the more we can just be with what is, noticing what we're noticing, things show up when they want to, I guess is maybe a better way of putting it. We don't always have control. We will be talking today too. There are some ways that you can use reveal processes to ask specific questions and get specific answers back. And sometimes things cooperate and other times they don't. So I see some direct messages coming into me. So I'm not certain, Lisa, if you're getting those chats.
I only get them if they choose my name from the drop-down menu.
Okay. So do you have any, or should we start with what I've got here?
I've also got some as well. So I can start. Let me know where we're going to start. Oh, okay. So Ron says, he said, I watched last week's reply twice. Wonderful. Okay, so it just looks like it just a missed thing. So I just want to also remind people, and we had wanted to talk to people about this, that you can always watch the reviews with the replays. So I think this is actually a good time to do that, is to say that if you weren't able to watch the live sessions, you can watch the replays. Lisa, you can maybe just remind people how those go out, just in terms of watching the videos.
Sure, yeah. The recordings are generally posted within 24 to 48 hours. It's usually the next day, but they ask to allow that long. So yeah, just check your course homepage within the next day and you'll be able to watch the recordings.
Perfect.
Great. Well, I have a question that says, to what degree can our intention impact reality? What does the science show in terms of how much our intention can influence the outcome of our moonshot? And that is a fantastic question. The short answer is the research demonstrates that intention can have impact on material reality. And we're going to be covering that a lot more deeply in sessions 4 and 5, if that's correct. If that's not correct, Nina, let me know.
No, it's mostly 5 is where the science really is, but yes, 4 and 5. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll be focusing on the imagine component, which has a lot to do with intention. And then in session 5 is when our chief scientist, Dean Radin, will be joining us. And he's done years of research on intention. So you can look forward to that. And then I'll just jump to the other question I have, because the question is, what's the difference between setting a goal and taking action toward it and manifestation? Are they the same thing or are they not? And we'll be unpacking this as well a little bit later on with the ignite component. So I think the short answer for now is we're just getting oriented with the reveal and soon the imagine components, is that manifestation includes opening ourselves up to this idea of reveal and imagine. I think we probably naturally manifest all the time, but the evidence is showing that we can also encourage it by taking action on these things. So that's what came to me here. We've got a few more minutes. Lisa, is there anything else in your chat that people want to?
I just ask a follow-up question, just because for whatever reason, I didn't see the question that came to you, Kirsten. So
yeah, they were direct messages to me. Yes.
Yes. So I'd actually like to hear a little bit more about that question, just because I think we are going to get into that when we get into the Ignite session. And I want to hear more about who was that from exactly?
I don't know if they want me to share their name, so
okay,
I will
that's
allow
okay.
them to do that.
It's okay. So I'll just allow them to do that, but I would like to hear more is all I'm saying, because I do a lot more of the Ignite portion. So if you have more questions or things you'd like to hear, I'd like to hear more, because I can start to build out some of our curriculum around that.
All right. Well, there is a question here in the chat. And I want to remind everybody that if you choose my name in the drop-down menu, that's how I receive these, and then I can read them aloud. This one says, is there a way to know whether something isn't happening because it's not the right time or because it's not meant to be?
What a deep question. Really, really deep. I think what happens over time as you learn a bit about your own process of how this information is revealed to you, and I think this also ties into patience, that you will eventually start to have that discernment for yourself.